All right, I wanted to create this video for NHB exclusively, and this is something a little bit unusual. What I did was I sat down with one of our top outsourcers today that we're working on a project, and I think it's going to be really nice for NHBers for a few reasons. Um, I actually thought to turn on the record button, both because I wanted the outsourcer in question, Emily, to have the opportunity to have this video recorded, but I also wanted to share this with you, share the topic of this video with you. As an NHB, I thought this would be valuable for you when it comes to outsourcing. I also thought it's really valuable when it comes to writing, both for video and writing articles and for conversion. And so this is a project that David Mills and I are working on with Jonathan Green. You may be aware of a webinar that we did recently, really spectacular webinar that we did with Greg Morrison, and Jonathan appeared on it. He's quite an expert on social dynamics and personal relations. He's a co-author of the $1 Million Selling Girl Gets Ring. He's quite an accomplished pickup artist and pickup artist coach, trainer kind of person. And his advice was really well taken. People liked it. They really liked it during the event. And before that event, the way I was able to get him on the event is that we've joined forces with him for an upcoming project called Ally Explosion. And so we have this really top gun article writer and video creator working with us named Emily. And I was sitting down with Emily to help her understand some directions that David Mills wrote up for her. I thought I'd share those directions with you as well, because I think it's really going to give you some insight into what we're doing and how we're doing. Because this is us, in the middle of working on a project. This is us working with an outsourcer, so you get to see me like literally live in action. Like really over the shoulder in this case, working with an outsourcer, how it is I talk to somebody, what I'm focused on and so forth. And it's also valuable because there's a lot in here on YouTube conversion, and on general article writing conversion, and just sales letter conversion as a whole. And we're not so much talking about the meat of the article in this upcoming interview that I'm about to pass you over to. Part two. This is a two-part video series. This is the first part where I orient you to what's going on, and then the second part of the video is just me talking to Emily, and you'll get to enjoy that in a second. But what I want to do is I want to explain to you what David's saying. Now, there's some kind of inside stuff that wasn't really that relevant and is a little bit sensitive to the project, so I didn't want to share that. And it really wouldn't have helped anyways. But I just want to focus in on the end of the email instructions that David put out, and this is just from a couple days ago. The idea is that Emily was creating really great articles and really great videos, really great, but they were lacking. They would be disorienting to somebody who didn't know her going into things. The content was really there. If you kind of gave her the benefit of the doubt, certainly you'd get something out of it. But it could easily disorient somebody coming new to the site or coming new to a video. Number one, they might be coming in on a keyword about friendship or building relationships. Meeting somebody special, romantic relationship advice. Could be business networking advice, so forth. Things like client getting, by the way. And if they didn't kind of know who she was and didn't have a frame around things, then her videos would, tend to be met with a little bit more skepticism, not really be as effective. A lot during the video, somebody watching it might be double-minded, thinking like, well, this is cool, but who is she? And that's not good because it kind of junks things up. And then the call to action for the videos thus far was just like subscribe to my channel, which is fine, but it's not like really exactly money getting central. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to really orient people, and we wanted to really get to the call to action and do a great job with the call to action. And I did a little bit of a bonus section at the end where I talked to her about transitions to move people through, to kind of keep them moving through videos and emails and articles and so forth, using things that you see me all the time using in writing and email, so forth. Here's the scoop. Here's the rundown. Let me explain. These are just transitions that kind of help people along, help people get from one paragraph to the next and feel oriented to what's going on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read David's letter here, talk a little bit about what's going on with it, and then I'll pass you on to the video with me and Emily. Okay, so now that we have that backbone and it gives us a better idea how to fit Emily in, one of the problems we were running up against, so that basically David was just working on what the framing of the sales letter was going to be for the business and how it was going to work and so forth. So I just included that first sentence. I know it's a little bit disorienting for you, but at least you know that there's not any special meaning that you should get out of it. I included it. I guess I could have just started with the word one, but somehow I thought it'd be slightly better for you. Okay, one of the problems we were running up against was connecting the dots properly between meeting Emily on a video on YouTube and then getting them over to Ally Explosion and then into our sales funnel in a way that made sense. If they come and see, if they come to see more Emily and they get Jonathan Green, then that needs to make sense for them. And if they come and see Emily and get Emily, then how do we get them into our sales funnel to buy Jonathan's training? We need them to go from liking Emily to wanting to learn about Jonathan. How about, and by the way, this happens to apply both for YouTube and article writing. So that's why I'm talking about this. In the video, we talk about both. Okay. So this ... it was really great for me. What he's saying is, and I talk about this more in the video, but if it was about a book like How to Win Friends and Influence People, then one of the lessons that Emily really liked was when Dale Carnegie talks about like kind of letting people, not necessarily challenging them on every subject, like letting them win a little bit. She liked that. It was just kind of a nice topic for her. So that's what the ... So, it was really great. I really liked how Dale Carnegie said to sort of let people win. That was really great for me. Okay, then the idea is that she pauses, but she doesn't say something like, so thanks for listening. So what we want to do is to pause and then go straight into my favorite source for learning about making new friends and allies is Professor Jonathan Green on his AllyExplosion.com website. To get to know him and for more of my own videos, come over with me to AllyExplosion.com right now. And then we can perhaps add an opt-in pitch that they also get access to more of Emily's videos if we want. We may have a direct nav links to pages linking to her videos as well. As for an intro, so this is sort of the call to action, and then the intro, which I go through this quite a bit in the video with Emily, but I just want you to be oriented going into it. Hi, I'm Emily. For a while now, I've been fascinated by the psychology and philosophy of making friends, social circles, dating, and even seduction. This video shares some of my research and experiences with, and then the topic, let's say it was how to win friends and influence people. So hopefully that gets you oriented, and then now you can go on to the video with me talking to Emily. Okay, please enjoy, and I think that, again, this is a nice insider resource, and again, the value here is kind of many-fold. There's a direct lesson here about orienting people and copy, a direct lesson here about calls to action. Included in the next video is a direct lesson about transitions. And then there's sort of a meta lesson here, a deeper lesson about outsourcing, about writing, about how we work with other people, about how David and I work together to work with on various projects with people like Greg with OMG, like Kelly Felix on Bring the Fresh, like how we work with, in this case, Jonathan Green and Emily on Ally Explosion. And so really this is a full deep throat lesson. This is not the kind of thing that it's a little bit sensitive information. There's a little bit of inside baseball here, a little bit in depth, and a little bit of our trade secrets as to what's going on. So that's why this is really appropriate for NHB. It is something I really want you to have as an NHB member. And I think it's if you view it from those many angles I showed you, then I think that it's going to be especially valuable for you. Okay, thanks for sharing this with me, and I hope you really enjoy the video with me and Emily.